Alright, Hunting Grounds topics number, I think it's number 4. So the question is today, is the Berserker Predator overpowered? Um, so the community stigma about the Berserker Predator being overpowered is that this character has the most health. If you use the combi stick, you're pretty much unstoppable and stuff, and there is some truth to that. But the combi stick itself, and before we need to dissect, why does the community feel that this character, this class of predator is overpowered, all right, um, versus just any other class, right? So the Berserker clearly has the most health in the entire game, and when you put on the perk Impenetrable, you are you're difficult to kill, right? And that goes for all predators. If you put on a certain perk or you have like a certain class combination, you're hard to kill. You can't sit here and expect to 1v1 the predator in this game and win. Okay? Now, if all teams are focus firing on any class of predator, it doesn't matter what class of predator you're playing as, right? If you're playing hunter or playing scout, it doesn't matter. If the fire team focus fires you, all right, if they focus their fire on you, all right, you're going to get your health melted. You're going to get your health melted. It doesn't matter if you're scout. It doesn't matter if you're hunter. It doesn't matter if you're berserker. If they focus fire your ass, you're going to die as the predator. All right. And the stigma, I keep hearing the stigma is that Berserker combi stick, Berserker combi stick. The combi stick, when the game first came out in beta, was clearly overpowered. It was broken. You could just run in there with the swipes and straight up kill the entire fire team in a matter of seconds. It was overpowered. And then it was nerfed in damage, alright? And then it was nerfed in swing speed. And those are two big nerfs to the combi stick. And the reason why people use the combi stick with the Berserker is because at some point during the game, if you're playing a Predator, and any Predator player can sit here and agree with me whenever I say this, but at some point, as a Predator, you have to run into a group of fire team players, alright, and confront them with melee weapons. At some point during the game, you have to actively go and confront the fire team with the melee weapons. And the most consistent melee weapon in the entire game is the combi stick, not because it has good damage, at least not anymore, but because that's a big hitbox. It's a it's a gigantic hitbox, and it's the most reliable weapon to use because of its big hitbox. So I mean that's the first thing, right? So combi stick berserker is no longer overpowered, right? And I've been seeing all over the forums. This one dude suggested that every single time, and this guy hates Berserker combi stick players, right? And this was a recent post on the forum that's 6 days old that came out after the patch 1.06, and this guy pretty much said that would start leaving games if the Predator picks Berserker and combi stick. And I just want, and that's stupid. That ruins the pacing of the match. That ruins the queue times. Do not sit here and leave the game because a Predator chooses a certain weapon. Don't do that. Please don't do that. And this got a couple likes on here. It started a big discussion on the forums. And you shouldn't leave because of a certain class setup, right? And it happened to me. I picked Berserker, I picked Combi Stick, and then people were leaving games. And I was in queues for like 20, 30 minutes waiting for a Predator match, right? So, I mean, really? So there are issues with Berserker. First of all, let's talk about the gear weight. I've been seeing a lot of people saying replace the Scout's gear weight with the Berserker's gear weight. So the Berserker has was it 8 gear weight, and the Scout has 15 instead, or is it I don't remember the gear weight, but the gear weight for Scout is less than the Berserker, and you're given less equipment as a Scout. So I agree on that part. The Scout should have the same amount of equipment as the Berserker, and the Berserker should take the Scout's equipment weight where he has less equipment. I do believe that. Next thing is the stamina regarding the Berserker. The Berserker exhausts more stamina, that's true. Running, jumping, he just uses more stamina. And honestly, if you use the perk, what's it called, Adrenaline Boost, then I think that it compensates. So I'm not sure if the Berserker should have its stamina taken away to a certain degree, but options are open for the Berserker class. But I mean, just regarding the stamina, I think that the Berserker is fine for the most part. But another thing is, right, like I said, I don't believe the class is overpowered. It's dependent on the teammates also. I mean, you can, like, again, if you have a coordinated fire team and they focus fire on any predator class, you will get melted in a matter of seconds. That's the truth. Okay? And the only reason why people choose Berserker is because you can be confrontational with Berserker. You can't be confrontational with Scout. You can't be confrontational with Hunter. Right? And again, in this game, the ranged weapons are lackluster and they're underwhelming. Okay? So when the ranged weapons fail, what do you fall back on? And that's your close range, close quarters combat, melee weapons. And again, the only melee weapon worth using is the combi stick because of its large hitbox. And this also brings up another um, topic regarding Predator's weapons, and that is his arsenal is very small and it's also inconsistent. The Yautja bow rears whenever you shoot the Yautja bow, right? The crosshair is in the middle of your screen, but the actual arrow it rears to the left. All right, and it's even worse if you're up above in a tree. If you're moving around, it's even worse, right? And so you have to you have to move your crosshair towards the right past your target if you want a confirm hit. So that's inconsistency problems with the Yautja bow. All right. The next one is the Elder Sword. The Elder Sword is awful. All right. It hits you multiple times in succession. That's true, but the Elder Sword is a confrontational weapon. Okay. If the fire team member you're trying to kill is running away from you and you use Elder Sword, the Elder Sword has no lunge at all whatsoever, and you will end up only hitting them once. Okay, if you're running towards them and trying to attack them, and they're running away from you. So, and now on top of that, the Elder Sword's damage is pitiful. It takes like what 6, 7 swings from the Elder Sword to down one person. So yeah, it's understandable that people use the combi stick in that regard. Then what's the next weapon? The War Club. The War Club is also a useless weapon. Players can quite literally just back away from you and shoot you with the War Club. It's a 3-hit combo, and the third hit of the combo is so slow and telegraphed that you're going to miss the third hit of the swing. If you can even land the second hit of the swing, by the grace of God's angels, that would be amazing, but you can't because the swing speed is low. It does pathetic damage from what I can see, from what I've used it with, from how I've used it. And the War Club needs to be able to stun and fatigue the fire team player, right? They need to add that property to it, and then they need to increase the swing speed of the War Club. So what else is there? Smart disk needs to come back to you. I mean, seriously, I have to go and actively pick the smart disk back up after I throw it. And don't even get me started on the melee for the smart disk. I don't expect the melee to be good for the smart disk at all whatsoever. It shouldn't be used as a melee weapon. It can be, but it's just it's an option it gives you in the game. So what's next? What's the other weapon? This is not. I'm not going to edit this commentary either. What's the next weapon in this game that I completely forgot about? So we went over the Elder Sword, the Combi Stick, War Club. Okay, yeah, the wrist blades. Okay, the wrist blades, very inconsistent. The hitbox is all weird. Your wrist blade might whiff, and like you clearly hit the person in front of you. Yeah, I don't know what happened right there, but the video like cut off. But yeah, the wrist blades, the hitbox may not register whenever you hit somebody, and the attack may whiff. And that's pretty much all I have to say, really, for this video. And I'm gone.
cover me.